Next example, it's very similar, but in the reverse direction. So again, exact value. This is a non-calculator question. You do not want to go and evaluate cosine of 50 and multiply that to the cosine of 10, and then do the same thing on the right side of the subtraction symbol and combine. No decimals, we can do this all exactly. So when you look at this, we're kind of reversing the process we just did. So things you need to highlight before you get started. So it starts off with cosine. So this is going to be a cosine sum or difference identity. The other thing is the subtraction here. Remember, the operation in the formula side of the identity is always opposite than the identity itself. So we're basically working with cosine alpha plus beta at this point, okay? And then the third thing you want to look at is the angles that are being used. So it's 50 degrees and 10 degrees. So in this case, we can look at it as alpha is 50, beta equals 10, right? And it's not nearly as hard as it looks. So this is cosine of 50 degrees plus 10 degrees, which is cosine of 60 degrees. 60 is a special angle. The cosine of 60 degrees is 1/2. So our answer to this question is 1/2. Not much work, but the work is here, justifies we know what we're doing. Then it gets a little more complicated when we get into radians. So don't forget, radians are going to exist in this situation. So things to look for, right? This function starts with sine. So I know that I'm dealing with a sine sum or difference identity. The operation in the formula is addition. So now I know that sine is alpha plus beta over here, right? The sine, sum and difference share the same operation in the formula portion of that identity. Our angles here, alpha, 5 pi over 12, beta, pi over 12. Don't convert radians to degrees, just work with the radians. So in this case, we're dealing with sine of 5 pi over 12 plus pi over 12. Combine gives us sine of 6 pi over 12 radians. 6 pi over 12 is really pi over 2 radians. So now we have sine of pi over 2. Pi over 2 is not a it's not a special angle, but it is a multiple of a special angle. Pi over 2 is 90 degrees. Sine of pi over 2 is 1. You can use the unit circle to help you figure that out. Right, so quick reminder here, pi over 2 is right here. Sine is your y-coordinate. Y-coordinate at this point, right? This is pi over 2. Y-coordinate at this point is 1. That's the sine of pi over 2.